Okay, welcome again to the lecture series on the signals and systems. We are dealing with the Fourier transform and we will continue that discussion. So previously we have seen several properties of the Fourier transform like frequency differentiation. By using that one we did several problems also, and in order to do the Fourier transform or in order to calculate the Fourier transform of the Gaussian pulse signal, we use time differentiation property and frequency differentiation property. Finally we have taken variable separable method from the mathematics also in order to solve that one, and finally we got e power minus 80 square is having the Fourier transform is e power minus omega square by 2a. That means Gaussian pulse in time domain is also having the Gaussian pulse in the frequency domain, and one more signal is there, that is the impulse train signal, that is also having the same shape in the time domain and in the frequency domain. Only for these two signals it is possible. Next we will see with respect to this particular del of omega and del of f. Till now all the Fourier transforms are represented with x of omega. For example, it is x of t, it is having the Fourier transform is x of omega, and this omega is the frequency having the units radians per second. F is also frequency having the units hertz. Okay, so we can able to represent not only this x of omega as the Fourier transform, we can represent as x of f also. But in the slight modification will be there in the amplitude, that we will see now. So already we know what is del of 80. Del of 80 means 1 by modulus of a del of t. This one already we have taken in our first unit, properties of the impulse train signal. So whenever here time scaling is there, it will not affect the shape of the impulse signal, but it will affect the amplitude or the area under this particular impulse signal. So del of 80 is nothing but 1 by modulus of a del of t. This can also be applied in the frequency domain also. Not only in the time domain, it can also be applied in the frequency domain also. That means in place of t, f or omega will be there. Okay. So if the signal is like this, del of 2 pi f. Okay. Del of 2 pi f means this 2 pi is the scalar quantity. That means it is a number and f is a variable. Okay. So you compare this one with this. In place of t, here f is there, so both are variables only, but in place of here what is there, 2 pi is there. So this del of 2 pi f can be written as 1 by modulus of a, that means 1 by modulus of 2 pi, that is 2 pi, del of t, that means here del of f. So del of 2 pi f or del of omega or del of 2 pi f can be written as 1 by 2 pi del of f. So this is a relation between del of omega and del of f, like that we can able to tell. In general, omega is nothing but 2 pi f. Okay, that only we have written here 2 pi f. But this is looking like del of 80 formula, so that I have written 1 by 2 pi del of f. So from this time onwards, wherever del of omega is there, you can write that one in terms of the del of f by taking this particular equation, that is 1 by 2 pi del of f. Okay. Then what is the Fourier transform we got for the cos omega naught t? Previously we did that one, that is pi into del of omega minus omega naught plus del of omega plus omega naught. This is the Fourier transform for the del of omega minus omega naught. This one written in terms of the omega. Now if you want the same Fourier transform of the cos of omega naught into t in terms of f, then we need to use this particular expression. So wherever del of omega is there, we can write 1 by 2 pi del of f. So here pi is already there. So this particular del of omega minus omega naught can be written as 1 by 2 pi del of f minus f naught plus this one also can be written as 1 by 2 pi del of f plus f naught. So orally we can take this 1 by 2 pi as common, pi will be cancelled. So finally we can write as 1 by 2 del of f minus f naught plus del of f plus f naught. So just to see these two, here del of omega minus omega naught plus del of omega plus omega naught is there. Here del of f minus f naught plus del of f plus f naught is there. Here multiplication with pi, here multiplication with 1 by 2 only. Here pi terms are not there. Okay, that is observation you have to take. So okay, for this one only, this is the Fourier transform. Next, Sine of omega naught t. For this, what is the Fourier transform? Pi into del of omega minus omega naught minus del of omega plus omega naught. This is the Fourier transform. Okay. And sine of 2 pi f naught into t is having the Fourier transform 1 by 2j will come. Okay. 1 by 2j del of f minus f naught minus del of f plus f naught. In this way, we will get. Okay. Duality property of the Fourier transform, it is very, very important. Okay. So, x of t is having the Fourier transform x of omega. What is duality property means? Before going to see the duality property expression, here I will take one thing, that is rectangle pulse signal we have taken. It is in time domain. So here it is a minus tau by 2 to plus tau by 2 with amplitude a. So this is having the Fourier transform a tau sampling of omega tau by 2. Like this we will write. It is in frequency domain, it is in time domain. So the graphical representation of sampling function is like this. Rectangle pulse signal is in time domain and sampling function is available in the frequency domain. Now if you take this sinc function or the sampling function in the time domain, then what will be the Fourier transform? Okay, that can be done by using this duality property. You leave it about this one. Okay, this is this one already we did. What is the Fourier transform of the rectangle pulse means a sampling function, that already we know. Okay, now freshly you need to find what is the Fourier transform of this particular sampling function. If you take this one in the time domain, it may be in the time domain, it may be in the frequency domain. If it is in frequency domain, we know what is the time domain expression means, that is a rectangle pulse signal. If it is this sampling function is in time domain, what is the Fourier transform of that one? This can be easily done by using this particular duality property. So if it is coming this side, this will come this side. So here rectangle pulse signal will be available. Amplitudes may be different, but nature of the signal is rectangle pulse. Okay. So what is that? This rectangle pulse signal, in order to represent that one, always we are using small x. The Fourier transform of this one we are taking as the capital X. So capital X means sampling function, small x is nothing but rectangle pulse signal. When you take this sampling function in the time domain, so here x will be there. Whenever x you are bringing from the frequency domain to the time domain, this small x will come from time domain to frequency domain. Okay, so small x is nothing but that may be in time domain, that may be in the frequency domain, but you need to remember small x is the same graphical representation. Okay, so if it, in this case it is a rectangle pulse signal, the capital X may be in the frequency domain, the capital X may be in the time domain. Okay, so but that is having the same graphical representation, that is a sampling function only. So with this knowledge, now I am going to tell about this duality theorem. So I am bringing this capital X to the time domain in order to say capital X of t, the independent variable you observe. Small x of t means that small x is there in the time domain. Capital X of omega means capital X is available in the frequency domain. Small x means rectangle pulse signal, capital X is nothing but sampling function. Now sampling function I am bringing to the time domain signal. So capital X of t, it is representing, now the sampling function is there in the time domain. Then here 2 pi will be multiplied, then this small x will come to the frequency domain, but here frequency reversal has to be applied. Okay, this is nothing but duality theorem statement. Now we need to prove this one. So proof. X of omega is nothing but integral t is from minus infinity to plus infinity, x of t e power minus j omega t dt. Okay, now replace omega with some other variable like k. Capital X of k is equal to integral t is from minus infinity to plus infinity, x of t e power minus j kt dt. Now replace this k with t. sorry, t with omega, or write equation for x of t first. It is nothing but 1 by 2 pi integral omega is from minus infinity to plus infinity, capital X of omega e power j omega t d omega. This is the inverse Fourier transform actually. X of t is equal to 1 by 2 pi integral omega is from minus infinity to plus infinity, x of omega into e power j omega t. Okay, then this x of t I am taking as this particular line. So omega I am replacing with for example k. So you will get x of t is equal to 1 by 2 pi integral k is from minus infinity to plus infinity, x of k e power j k t. I am replacing omega with k means here you will get k. Okay, then replace t with omega, then you will get x of omega is equal to 1 by 2 pi integral k is from minus infinity to plus infinity, capital X of k e power j omega k. This is dk. Now omega with minus omega, x of minus omega, send this 2 pi this side, is equal to integral k is from minus infinity to plus infinity, capital X of k e power minus j omega k dk. So this entire equation is looking like Fourier transform formula only. This is the time domain signal. So for capital X of k or capital X of t, k can be replaced with t also, no problem. For this one, the Fourier transform formula is this integral. So if you apply the Fourier transform for x of t, you are getting 2 pi into small x of minus omega. Okay, so this is the proof for this one. But applying this equation, this duality theorem is also very important. Now we need to find the Fourier transform of this particular signal 1 by a plus jt. When you see this one, if you apply your basic Fourier transform formula, it is very difficult. So how to approach this one? In the same format, already you know one thing, that is e power minus at u of t is having the Fourier transform 1 by a plus j omega. Now observe the given question. 1 by a plus jt is there. That means omega is replaced with t here. That means we need to apply the duality property. So duality property I am writing here. X of t is having x of omega. Capital X of t will be having 2 pi into small x of omega minus omega is the Fourier transform. Okay. So bring this one this side by replacing omega with t. That means 1 by a plus jt is having the Fourier transform 2 pi into small x of minus omega. That means e power minus a minus omega u of minus omega. Okay, this is the Fourier transform. Simple. If you know what is to be applied, then it will be very easy. Now 1 by pi t. Signum of t is having the Fourier transform 2 by jt. Sorry, 2 by signum of t 2 by j omega. Sorry, 2 by j omega is the Fourier transform. Now if you see this one, we need for 1 by pi t. You leave it about scaling factors. 1 by t, here 1 by omega. So this is enough to do the Fourier transform of 1 by pi t using the duality property. So duality property I am writing here. X of t is having the Fourier transform x of omega. Capital X of t is having the Fourier transform 2 pi into small x of minus omega. So bring this 2 by j omega this side, means omega is replaced with t. 2 pi into small x of means this one, signum of minus omega. Signum of t will be like this. Signum of omega means will be in the same manner but representing like this. So this is the odd function. Odd function means for example x of minus t is equal to minus x of t. If it is in frequency domain, x of minus omega is nothing but minus x of omega. Okay, so this, because signum function is odd function, this minus will come in front of that one. So the properties of the odd function can be applied in any domain, whether it is time domain or in frequency domain. So 2 by jt, this minus is coming in front of that one, that is minus 2 pi signum of omega. So 2 will be cancelled, this j will come this side, this pi will come this side. So 1 by pi t is having the Fourier transform minus j signum of omega over 1 by pi t is having the Fourier transform of minus j signum of omega. So signum of t is having the Fourier transform 2 by j omega. When 1 by t term is coming here, means here signum function will come. So using the duality property we can do very easily. Next, evaluate the integral integration, that is from minus infinity to plus infinity sin t by t dt. So we whenever this sampling function is coming, sin t by t or sin omega by omega, sin omega tau by 2 by omega tau by 2, all these things are related to sampling function. Sampling function we have seen in the frequency domain, for which the inverse Fourier transform is nothing but rectangle pulse. From that onwards we can start this one. So rectangle pulse signal we are taking in the time domain with amplitude a. So this is having the Fourier transform is a tau sampling of omega tau by 2 by omega tau by 2. Okay. Now here what is there? If you apply the duality property, this will come this side and this will come this side. So that one only I am doing. Duality property I am applying. Duality property. So a tau, this is sine of omega should be replaced with t tau by 2 by t tau by 2. 2 pi into small x of omega. So this one will come here. Minus omega means already it is an even signal. So even you are rotating with respect to y-axis, no change will be there. Minus tau by 2, this is tau by 2. Here omega is there, amplitude is a. In this way will come. Okay. Then here sin t by t is there. So already sin t by t. That means this tau by 2 value should be 1. Tau by 2 is equal to 1. That means tau is equal to 2. In order to make this a tau is equal to 1, already tau is equal to means a is equal to 1 by 2 we have to take. So 1 by 2 into 2 will become 1. These are the things we have now. So a is equal to 1 by 2 and tau by 2 is equal to 1 only. So that means it is from minus 1 to plus 1. In this way it will be available. Okay. And this 2 pi is also multiplied with 1 by 2. That means pi is the amplitude here. Orally we will get pi is the amplitude. Now I am writing orally here, sin of t by t is having the Fourier transform is minus 1 to 1 with amplitude pi we will get, pi. And here omega is there. This is the thing. Now what they are asking? The integration of this particular function. Okay. Now we have the Fourier transform of sin t by t is nothing but this rectangle pulse signal. From the duality property we have got this one with the amplitude of pi and it is from minus 1 to plus 1. Now what we need? Integral of this one, that is nothing but here x of t is there, here x of omega is there. How to get integral of this one means you don't need to do mathematics here. That means from the mathematics subject you don't need to do the integral. From the Fourier transform only we will get. It is equal to integral t is from minus infinity to plus infinity x of t e power minus j omega t dt. So here also integral of x of t is there, but here e power minus j omega t is there. So it should become 1. That means omega is equal to 0, you have to substitute. That means spectrum at 0 is nothing but integral. That means area under the signal only. Integral is nothing but area under the signal. So area under the time domain signal is nothing but spectrum at 0. Okay, x of omega means spectrum only. Okay, that is a frequency domain representation called as the spectrum. So spectrum at omega is equal to 0 is representing the area under the time domain signal. They are asking that one. Our time domain signal is sin t by t, sin t by t. So integral means area. So area under the sin t by t means it's spectrum already we have. this spectrum value at omega is equal to 0 we have to take, that is pi. So answer is pi. Okay, so integral of sin t by t means we have to do this one. Next, evaluate the integral sin square t by t square. Previously we did integral minus infinity to plus infinity sin t by t dt is equal to, we got pi. What is the procedure we have applied? Same procedure also we have to apply here. So integral minus infinity to plus infinity sin square t by t square dt. What is the integral value of this one? Same procedure we have to apply. But this sampling function is having a rectangle function as the Fourier transform. This is sampling square, sin t by t whole square also we can write, that means sampling square. Sampling square is available for which function? Triangle function. So for triangle, the Fourier transform is nothing but sampling square function. Okay, the sampling square function if you bring into the time domain, this triangle will come to the frequency domain. So according to this property, we need to do this one. Okay, I am giving the perfect equation for that one. So you see here. Now the triangle is available in time domain, that is from minus tau by 2 to plus tau by 2 with peak value of capital A. Then its Fourier transform is given by a tau by 2 sampling square of omega tau by 4. This is the value. This is the correct expression. So apply the duality property, bring this sampling square function into the time domain and bring this triangle function into the frequency domain and do the same manner. You will get the answer for this one. Okay. Okay. Thank you.